We are now convinced that here, in our assemblage, the views subscribed by the devotees are valid. Are we correct? Please, Thakur, enlighten us.
First, let me say, the interrelation between birth and death, sunrise and sunset, high tide and off tide, acquisition and sacrifice, yes and no, is very intimate. If there will be no light, no dark will also fall, and vice versa, like happiness and sorrow, and the reverse. All are intimately connected. Words emerged from ideas, and the reverse is also true, just like water and ice, same at the root, yet conceptualized in different terms. Although this earth is a single entity, yet her created objects are numerous. Nothing is exclusive. Everything has its source of origin. Whenever we talk of experiences here, it is presumed that here relates to there. Man may say, our existence is conterminous with the present span of life. This will signify the existence of another life. All such utterances are correlative. As you touch water in the tank or ditch or canal beside your home, you will invariably have contact with the sea. If there is the sun, a father must also be nearby. Our physical senses may be functioning within a limited sphere, but these are invariably responding to calls from higher organs. Thus, all our functionalities within a limited sphere represent the sources beyond the visible limit. All the vocabulary, words, talks and ideas carry some lessons for us. All that we consume and enjoy, our joy and happiness that we get aplenty here, are not to be treated as the end of it all, that there is nothing to hope beyond this. When we feel thirsty, a glass or two of water will quench our thirst, but this will not suffice for all the time to come. Again thirsty, so again water. Enormous water of the seas may not be enough to fulfill the need. In the same way, we feel thirsty and hungry for so many things in our mind, but nothing can be fulfilled for all time to come. Significantly, in spite of these limitations, those transitory things of life carry some signal and message of something eternal. True, though short-lived an instant, are these experiences of satiety in this material world. They may also carry some clue or hint about mightier things beyond us. Birth carries with it the signal of death. Change is perennial. We pass through a process of minuscule experience of life and death. Ultimately, the load of disease and grief and misfortune results in death. As the end comes, all pains converge into songs. Just a sneeze or a cough or a little fever may not have much gravity. But when we take up the shape of a growing lump uniting together, death appears around the corner. Death did rightly take cognizance of all the small elements. A very small coin may be of little worth by itself, but it certainly has its worth to make up the whole. All concepts are ideas. Words worth some significance inside us come out spontaneously, just as a child cries. These are interrelated. Father and his sons, planets, the sun, the stars, the galaxies, are little things as individuals, but unitedly they make the vast universe. So also noble thoughts are the combined effect of fractions. Our brain is a mere small limb of the body. Still, strangely enough, what a lot of thoughts and concepts are emerging from this organ. A tiny seed sprouts and grows up to a huge tree, offering shelter to many a weakling. It is beyond me to comprehend the magnitude of planets, stars, and other such bodies in the vast firmament that's almost totally void. As it provides shelter to all existence, that very firmament must also be contained in a much bigger plan. This, our worldly life, is proof enough to show that the current of life is flowing through all created objects. There must be a superpower which contains all the planetary systems floating in the sky. What we perceive as a whimper is that there's no finale of our wisdom, intellect, and radicalism. So I feel that all that matters is joy, grace, love, and urge for happiness and peace in life, without caring for who might help us and in what way. Springtime provides the essence to all that blossom in spring. Our guideline to go ahead should be the light emanating from the earth itself. However, if there is darkness all around, we have no escape. The forces of change are always at work in this world, so change is inevitable. Any change presupposes the existence of a given situation. Whatever you see here are the outcome of some greater stock. Traditionally, it is considered that all our pleasures are for enjoyment within the existing limits. But when you intend to trace in the existing circumstances, no substance worthwhile can be found in the area. Who am I? You may be asking. But no reply. What role others are playing? So you will fail to trace out what does it all signify. Perhaps the vast empty sky will reveal what I am searching for. Whatever we possess here may be forfeited and absorbed in the endless void of the sky. The mortal life will provide passage to the ulterior domain.
We have our own aspirations, needs, and desires. How these can be fulfilled?
One thing you should keep in mind: when mentally aggrieved, we weep. We never laugh. Whenever we feel pain due to any blow or injury and bloodshed, we cry aloud, and there's some relief, isn't it? That is why lamentation as well as laughter both are facts of life. The dust and dirt thrown up by running transport falls upon household and the greenery. But nature has her own way to make all clean again. The same case is with your eyes. As the eyes are open to dust all the time, a heap of dust would have covered them had there been no tears to wash out the dirt and provide antiseptic balm. This is the system of nature which provides multi-effect antiseptic fluid inside the physical body. Nature is the protector and foster. Man has to find out the right path to proceed on by applying reasonable sense. Mundane and primordial needs are attained by exercising own judgment and intellect. People of intellect are dependent on that for survival and growth. Need is not confined to food only. More superior things are there to achieve, which usually reveal through wisdom. Repentance strikes for the valid reason that you are in search of your safety route. Whenever there will be any itching on the limbs, your hands and fingers will instantly act in reflex. These are like nature-gifted weapons for self-protection, so there won't be any need for any other thought to provoke you. Nonetheless, you have the faculty inside to invoke reasonable thought processes, which should be admitted as the part and parcel of yourself. At the root of your need or want perception, the faculty of your mindset is always at work, which assumes more and more intensity so long as the needs are not fulfilled. Such urge inside you will justify the urgency of realization of your wants and needs. Such satisfaction will come in due course of time. Here is an example. Finding grey hair on his father's head, a child would cry out for similar grey hair for himself. His father will console him by explaining the need to wait for the right time for that to happen. I don't like to go into details. As regards the question you have raised about the situation obtaining here at our end, the felt needs and satisfaction of the same, let me dwell upon that part only. You may be searching for the ways for the means, that is, your expectations. I am here to assure you that the ways are already there with you. Please have faith and trust in the same and proceed, for these are not imaginary but absolutely real. You may have come to someone for a little mental peace and relief. That is already inside you. All that you find here in our surroundings, you please accept in trust and make it a habit by claiming credibility. That may not sound very pleasant in the beginning, but in course of time, you will feel convinced that all that's happening here are generating the essence of your aspirations and full satisfaction at that. As you proceed, a conception will grow in you and help you developing a capability to discern the significance of things going on around us. The true intention of the great nature will also come to the open and enable you to evaluate the meaning and mystery of all that consistently goes on happening. That will give you a satisfaction of successfully solving a mathematical equation. A sense of fascination will grow in you, and such repeated success in your attempts will overwhelm you and take you to a state of infatuation. That will be the stage of your full self-revelation, and the mystery of the universe will divulge itself before you through correct mathematical calculation as practiced by you. This will prove to be the best way for man to gain satisfaction of needs and the solution of problems. There's no alternative. But the pity is that men often falter and miscalculate, so they fail in their mission and suffer. Similar is the case with you in the present situation. Your calculations are going awry. You are conversant with the system of calculation and achieving solution. Proceed correctly. That's the way of nature. There should be no mistake in your calculations. So please follow the line. Avoid splits in your thought processes. Only plus and no minus. Only addition and no subtraction should be the objective for you. This is the essence of the lessons of the scriptures, which emphasize yoga. That is the practice of summation and addition. It is the worldwide practice to do all work for realizing the needs in life. Men work out all by themselves or get the work done. They take the credit for all such activities. In the case of wild animals, you will find that when they feel thirsty, their limbs and muscles start flexing and directing them to the source of water. Individually, people are led to the way for satisfying physical needs in terms of the level of knowledge and wisdom in each. Within one's own camp, you will find people satisfying needs and demands, temporarily, of course, conforming to the nature's system. The urge and capability are bestowed by the same very nature, and all such virtues are everlasting. External needs are there which must be satisfied, no doubt, but these are the gateway to your perennial higher aspirations. Both are real and are admitted by nature. All your needs and higher aspirations coexist in your inner self and must be counseling always for your qualitative leap, as if you are being held by the hand of an invisible power and led towards the state of exuberance.